Disgusting, intolerable. It's not Texan, and we are going to aggressively prosecute it both as capital murder, but also as a hate crime, which is exactly what it appears to be without having seen all the evidence yet.
An active shooter on the loose, terrorizing families shopping at back-to-school sales. These chilling images captured the gunman on Walmart surveillance cameras.
We're going to turn now to the violence that unfolded just hours earlier at that Walmart in El Paso, another place people thought was safe. The gunman, described by one witness as a man on a mission.
Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you guys here with us today. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than what you guys are normally used to seeing. We're doing our little version of a budgeted podcast here.
I would say it's more of a vlog to this point. We wanted to vlog more, so basically today, Saturday, we were going to vlog. The initial plans were to vlog, but
there was supposed to be some type of party today, but I feel like due to the circumstances,
it got rescheduled.
That was properly rescheduled.
Yes, properly.
And you know, in all honesty,
today being August 3rd, 2019.
Being an El Paso native, I'd like to say
tragedy struck El Paso.
Thoughts and prayers out to everybody out there, not only the ones that were killed and their family members, as well as just everyone in the city. You know, this type of event, like
cops, first responders.
You hear about this shit on the news. Like this shit doesn't happen where you stay at until it happens.
For real.
And
safest city, ranked safest city for a long time, for so many years.
No sir, not no more.
Not no more.
This was a mass casualty. This was 20 deaths as well as many more injuries. I cannot imagine.
In Texas.
Really cannot imagine. You know, the fear and like the realization of those people in that moment. You know, that I think this just goes to show that
and
you know anything
could happen.
That
it brings to not only the whole city, to those people that had those horrendous experiences. Definitely brings repercussions.
Not only that, there was children in the Walmart that were gonna have a lasting
bro.
lasting impression of the shooting. You know, they're gonna stay that the rest of their life.
Right. I want to wait. I kind of wanted to do this tomorrow only because I was telling this man right here that right now, we can debate it on this if you want. At this moment, we do not have a full, concrete, 100% layout, bird's eye view of what happened. We just all we know.
But this is just so that we can talk about it. Like, what is the different points of views?
Right. The different points of views, and what I'm curious to know is, obviously I'm on social media and everyone on Instagram stories and Snapchat stories. I feel like everyone was just posting different information. I heard something about 4 shooters. I heard something about 5. I heard something about 18. I heard something about people on the Northeast. I heard about it was just so much information that was not sourced and credited, and I feel like that type of, like, when that shit goes down, that kind of ensues panic in people. I'm telling you right now, like, I heard about this when I woke up at about 10 something in the morning, actually 10 p.m. and I went to Village Inn. And I was not feeling it. I was feeling very sweaty and just the idea of that happening. Anxious as fuck. Like,
paranoid. It felt almost like a terrorist attack. Like, was happening.
It is a terrorist.
It definitely is. But I mean, now we're cutting it down to supposedly, allegedly being only one shooter, when at one point it was said to even Matt heard 18 shooters in the city, throughout the city. Because another instance happened before the mass shooting. There was a barricaded person with civilians in a house in Horizon around August 3rd, like at 1 a.m. So that got combined with the whole shooting, and then there was first responders at the mall. There was shots at the mall, and now we kind of don't even know what happened. But at the same time, now the government is, well, obviously the sheriff's departments and everything involving that stepped up and said we have a man in custody. 20, what was it?
And we are 21 years old. His name is Patrick Crucis. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. We're actually gonna have a special call. So Javi, tell us a little bit about that and the girl you saw on
so
Snapchat.
Hopefully, because it's 12:16. What's Alexa, right? That posted it?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
I saw a video. I'm going through my Twitter, through my Snapchat throughout the day. You know, seeing the different types of articles and so forth that come. But it's also important to check the news. Check the news because that's the most reliable source. So, however, anyways, going through my Snapchat throughout my day. I stayed home most of the day. I went out after the happening, and after he was caught. So I'm staying home. I think I was home. I think I was out. And I'm checking my stories, and I see in a girl's story, like, she screen recorded, or she was posting from her pictures. She's like under a chair recording with her phone, and you could just see that there's obviously like some type of lockdown going on. There's not people walking. She's working like at the mall, and you hear like 3 shots. Bah, bah, bah.
Wait. I just want to clarify. Was it a video of you see a man laying down in front, and they're like under tables, like imagine like a McDonald's table with benches, like they're kind of under that, and
What
you
color
just.
was it?
Well, I don't remember, bro. I saw that shit like twice. Because I feel like she probably just screen recorded it. I don't think that she took that shit.
She does work at the mall. So
I mean, I definitely saw a lot.
There definitely is people. I know people that were at the mall.
There's definitely videos of people running out of the mall.
There's various videos.
After hearing just blah, blah,
That's
blah.
where it gets confusing, because you see in El Paso it's set up where there's a Walmart like right next to the mall. There's a Walmart, and then in between that is some movies, obviously parking spaces throughout, and then a mall. And that's how we're set up. So initially it was the shooting at Walmart, and then they carried over to the mall, and it was said that there was shots fired.
And see, that's where it gets murky. That's where it gets blurry. I was telling you earlier, bro. Give it a few days, give it a day, 2, 3, even a week, and I feel like we will have a more clear idea of what happened. So moving on kind of from what happened, I'm sure most people already have an idea of what's going on. I want to move on to literal words that this man wrote. He has a manifesto. I mean, this shit is, you see for yourself, like that shit is a whole Bible verse, bro. Longer than a Bible verse.
Yeah,
shit.
It's really long. It was basically like, you know, when you see thesis by people that are gonna graduate college, what are they called? When you have to write like an essay, like at the end,
like a report.
Yes, it looked like something like that, like a thesis, like an essay, like something.
Yeah, it's almost like a project, like he was completing.
It's like he was explaining what he was doing and presenting like a point of view.
This is obviously just a disclaimer. This is obviously, we're not disrespecting anybody. We want to get that out there. This is just a very interesting, mind-boggling thing. Like we were all. Were you born in El Paso?
Yeah.
Were you born in El Paso?
Born and raised.
I was born and raised in El Paso. We're all natives. We have a YouTube channel.
We all felt the impact.
This man works at Foot Action. If y'all are watching the Days Gone gameplays, you all saw that funny
at
moment.
the mall, he worked at. Tell him,
Foot Action.
Tell him about that.
And
he was scheduled.
I just want to say that. I mean, no disrespect to any of the family members, any of the people that might see this as disrespect or anything, but I want to take this time to thank God that that somebody that like our immediate family, or how are you saying it? Our immediate family and our
friends,
close friends. We're not involved in the shooting. I do understand that there's a lot of people that were at the shooting, a lot of family members, and I want to just say again that I don't want to disrespect anybody by saying thank God, but
on that note, on a quick little side note, I'd like to say to all of my friends on Snapchat and followers on Instagram and stuff like that, I think personally that it's very disrespectful to repost, screenshot, even just share like videos or photos of deceased bodies. I'd like you just to a second for imagine you wake up somehow or however you hear about the shooting, and one of your family members, your dad, your mom, sister, doesn't even matter, goes out, and you just happen to recognize them as a corpse on social media. Facebook, that would be heart-wrenching. So please do not share the videos. That's just not necessary. I'm gonna bring it back real quick to the incident where the kid was hit by the Corvette at Pebble Hills High School. How are y'all gonna say, "Get better, man. Hey, get well soon"? Meanwhile, you're posting a picture of the dude's body on the floor bleeding. Like that's not the move. We need to cut that out. There's a way to spread a message of safety and prayers without posting the gore. So please,
but
respect.
To go a little bit off of that, obviously, yeah, there's a point where there has to be respect. Like if the video's already out, there's no need to
spread it further.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, the people recording it or the people posting this or going live on Facebook and recording this, like I don't think they meant no harm. So I don't think it's disrespectful in a way. Like obviously it is, but it's just an edgy topic. But at the same time, like the people need to see and be informed. Like
in a certain sense,
like
to a certain point,
there's people shooting people.
To a certain point, yes.
Because at one point, yeah, everybody thought there was several shooters throughout the city. People are seeing this live, like at the mall. Like imagine being at the mall and you see that there's somebody like. There's bodies at a Walmart.
Well, you hear it though. I feel like you'd hear it before anything.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, imagine you're out like a Bassett and you see these videos, it's important because you're like, it gives you a sense of urgency in a way to evacuate and to, you know, at that point it is about awareness, being aware of what's happening throughout the city. People in Bassett evacuated, and there was also a situation there where they said there was shots there. However, that's been disclaimed. That was said to be false. The people of Bassett did evacuate though. They were all panicked. So everybody fell in a state of panic in El Paso in a way. People that were out, I'm pretty sure it felt horrible.
I didn't go out. I woke up, I went to Village Inn, I came back home, I chilled at home, and then I linked up with these guys, and pretty much that's it. My girlfriend was actually scheduled. My girlfriend was scheduled to work. She works at the Fountains at 5, and I said, you taking a little, what do they call it? Playing hooky or some shit like that. You're not going to work today. Like today, I even feel like within the next few days, you're still gonna see a lack of people out, just because something like this. Even when you hear about something, I remember like it's different than a shooting, but I remember hearing about Hurricane, what was it, Harvey in Houston, and just thought of like, wow, that's really like right there. Like that's not that far from us. That's crazy. And you hear about these stories on the news, and I feel like these things are so common in America. It's so commonplace for events like this to happen that we'll hear about some mass murder shooting far away from us, and we'll hear about it, and we'll maybe do a little bit of research, we'll talk about it, and then it passes. It's just another event. Now it's really in our backyard, literally miles from. We could have been involved in that.
We were saying, we could get to the point and give you works there.
Yeah.
Scheduled to work at 3.
If you, like I was saying, I don't want it to be no disrespect. If anything from me talking right now, the main point is that I don't mean no disrespect, but I just wanna.
We know.
Alright, and then in the comment section, it'll be like disrespect.
No,
if you're gonna take anything away from,
if they are, then they don't have.
It's gonna be it's that I don't mean no disrespect. That I just want to thank God that, cause I was scheduled to work at 3 o'clock at Foot Action, and it's just crazy to think that like at 10 I really woke up, was like fuck, like today I work, and then my boss just texted me out of nowhere like, yo, active shooter, we're closing the gates. I'll text you more on the details. I was like. Damn. Like, if the shooter would have waited until the afternoon, I would have been there. Like, I would have been at the mall, just working and just like.
Those are places we hang out. Like Matt saying, it's really your backyard. Like, we really hang around those places.
And you think about it, you know, this I think
could have been there.
This needs to be an eye opener to anyone and everyone. We were talking about it earlier today in Walmart. This is just it's hard to do. It's really hard to do because you don't. It's in the back of our heads, but I don't ever think it's a very present idea that literally. You step outside your front door and you're decreasing your probability of life. Like people are really out here trying to harm other people and take lives.
Increasing your.
So just please always be aware of your surroundings. Keep your phone turned up and handy. Look for just be aware of your surroundings. That way, if something does happen, you'll have the best possibility of survival. Keep a cool head. Try to just
know your exits.
And just for anyone, I saw a post. I don't know if y'all saw it. This girl posted it to her story saying that her little brother, she posted a video of her little brother and said that he was at the Walmart when it happened and they hadn't heard from him. My prayers go out to you specifically, ma'am, and I hope your brother's alright.
Hopefully they found him. I mean,
I really hope he's okay.
We don't know the details. Like,
I really just can't even imagine like the realization and getting a phone call and saying, you know, your father, your son, your brother. It's just, it feels like, and you think about it, like, what if the last conversation they ever had was a bad one, an argument? Like, it's just tell your family members. This goes back to a video I posted on my channel way long ago when the rapper X got killed. Just tell your family members you love them. Make sure you tell your friends you love them. Express your feelings, because you never know what could happen. Literally anywhere in your life at any point in the day, life can be taken away in the flash in an instant. So, boys, y'all have anything else to add?
Well, I mean, definitely it's weird. It was weird.
I want to bring up a point right here in the manifesto. If y'all want to look it up for yourselves, I'll leave the link down in the bio. Obviously, not trying to promote evil.
Nothing.
This is purely informational. I mean, this is really an insider into the mind of the shooter.
If you're interested.
If you're interested, obviously there's no obligation. But it's titled Walmart Shooter Manifesto, Saturday, August 3rd, 2019. It is titled The Inconvenient Truth. So, I'll read a short excerpt from the beginning, and then I want to cut down here to another paragraph. So it starts out, in general, I support the Christchurch shooter and his manifesto. This attack is a response to the Hispanic invasion of Texas. They are the instigator, not me. I am simply defending my country, yada, yada, yada. Let's cut down here to kind of like this section. He titles the different sections. This guy is truly
It's
evil.
like a whole thesis. We were
wicked.
talking about it earlier.
It is detailed.
It's like a thesis, like you're presenting a project.
It's really like
It's really a presentation of a view.
It's the quiet before the storm is what it is.
Exactly, but obviously this is not the way to get across a point or to get across any type of.
Well,
thesis or
he
view,
actually mentions that.
but
I think right here he says.
Go ahead.
He actually mentions that there is. I think he says something like, "There's no peaceful way to resolve this." I want to go right here. Political reasons. In short, America is rotting from the inside out, and peaceful means to stop this seem to be nearly impossible. The inconvenient truth is that our leaders, both Democrat and Republican, have been failing us for decades. They are either complacent or involved in one of the biggest betrayals of the American public in our history, the takeover of the United States government by unchecked corporations. So we could go into that for days. This is a long article. Just to list the economic reasons, that's more informational about immigration and how about how elites in the world want to replace the white European American white male with Africans or Hispanics. That's what this is his ideology. There's a section titled Gear. He talks about the guns that he was using. He talked about his indecisiveness to use an AR-15 or an AK. He said that he wanted to, right here he says that he was, I think, testing which bullet was more effective. This will be a test of which is more lethal, either its fragmentation or tumbling. That's the bullet reacting after being shot. Reaction, he has a section where he hopes how Hispanic people will react to this and move back to their home country, such and such. There's another section down here.
Dang, so he literally has like
many. I'm gonna cut here. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm gonna cut here to the end.
Where you at?
I also want to mention. I'm not sure. I can't find it, but I also don't want to. This is purely for mentioning it. Let's not try to include Trump in this. There's words from this actual man, literally what he wrote, saying that all of these beliefs and ideas and thoughts and this basically plan to murder people predates Trump. Meaning that all of this was instituted in his head and created in his mind, however twisted way it came to be before Donald Trump ran for presidency. So let's not try to say that this was one of Trump's pawns and that Donald Trump. He has nothing to do with it. This is a lunatic individual. And also, going off that, I want to move into a different viewpoint of this entire, a broader viewpoint of this argument and this type of thing. Looking over social media, all you got to do is look over social media, go to posts about this. I guarantee you the top 15, 20 comments are going to be, sounds about white. White people back at it again. Of course he's white.
Yeah.
I do not think that it is appropriate to generalize a group of people. There was even a comment I saw, I'm not even sure where, and it said that you need to start monitoring Trump supporters, you need to start reporting their actions to local law enforcement. There are perfectly normal, country-loving, family men and women that support Trump that do not want to harm you. I feel like this is a false narrative being created, and there are murderers and rapists on the Democrat side and murderers and rapists on the Republican side. There are bad and evil people on both sides.
Extremists on both sides. Like just like I was telling him, we were talking about it earlier. Just like there's false narratives about Trump. I mean, I have friends in Indiana that hit me up and they're just asking like, "Are you okay?" Like they know I live in El Paso, and I was like, "Yo," just interested. I was like, "Yo, send me like the link of the news article you saw, or like what popped up to your phone." I'm just interested to see outside perspective.
What people outside of this immediate area.
He sends me a link to, I open up my iPhone, and the link says, "Shootout at Walmart in U.S. and Mexico border, El Paso, Texas." And obviously that could be misleading too, because
it's eye-catching.
It is eye-catching. It's about views. I understand.
Wasn't it shootout at the border? Shootout at the border.
At the border town. Yeah, El Paso, Texas. Something like that. Something about the border town. And never do they say like the apprehended. Well, I didn't read the article completely, but I'm sure they say. But you feel me? The title is just misleading, and people usually don't read more than the title. Let's be honest. So, yeah, like he's saying, obviously there's misleading perspectives and narratives towards white people, and it could be dangerous, and there's misleading perspective towards
And it really
everything.
makes
Mexicans,
you
blacks,
think. It really makes
and
you
it goes
think
every way.
they were. I was watching the local news, and he was talking about like 4chan and 8chan, and that's what these manifestos are originally posted on, and that this manifesto is basically just a warning, a call to action, because of the incoming and upcoming race war in America. And apparently he believes that white people are going to have to fight for their survival, basically. And it's so much information, it's just so much to take in, along with the actual tragedy and idea and understanding that this happened in our city. Like, this is where we live, this is where we commute, this is where we're in this environment. Like, it's not easy to just get up and move. And so I think we all need to be very thankful. Everyone watching this video, everyone in the city, just be thankful to God or whatever your belief is, that you wake up for another day, you're still here. Because I've had a death in the family, and it's just not, death is a very serious subject. It's not to be joked about, it's not to be toyed with. It's very real. And on the closing statements, I just like to say shouts out or prayers and thoughts out to everyone affected by this, everyone in the city. Please be safe, be aware of your surroundings, cop the Glocky, keep the Glocky in your pocket just in case.
The Second Amendment.
And
exercise it.
And be safe. Prayers out, y'all. Thank you for watching. Y'all have your closing statements.
I just wanted to talk about about the race thing. I wanted to. I mean, it's 2K19. Like, we really need to change our views about everything. Like, we can't have white people saying, "Oh, well, if this was a black shooter or a Mexican shooter, they would be like, well, they're thugs and that's what they do." Like, we just need to change our whole narrative around race. Like, we just need to love people in this
I feel like
age and time.
It's not about race.
It's not about race.
Like
we just need to love all the people in our world. Like, we
Matt
can.
is white, Gibby, and
I'm actually
from
half
Mexican
white,
descent.
just for the record, half
I'm
white.
from Mexican descent, and I mean, we're here legally. I have my papers. I study here. I've lived in the U.S. even though it's a border town. This is my whole life.